Welcome back to another edition of Heavy Duty Country. I'm not going to say my original line that I usually say in the beginning of the videos because the whole damn video is about this. It's about being an American, being proud of being an American, loving this flag. I know. Crazy nowadays, right?
Where, like, if I go somewhere and there's too many American flags around, I'm defensive and now I'm getting scared. Like, when the crowd last night and the crowd is chanting, USA, USA, now I'm starting to panic. And it's like...
But it seems like in America today, there is a lot of time spent on talking about race.
This proposition that we are a systemically racist country. Your reaction?
Well, it's a bunch of horse manure. I mean, give me a break.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to settle this once and for all. Because America is done with it. It's all over the news still. Racism is alive, all of this stuff. No one cares. But it seems like a lot of people do care about that. Because maybe they're just not doing anything with their life. Fine, that's on you. But the rest of us are done with it. Let me start with this. If you live in America, if you are a U.S. citizen, your race is American. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're as purple as Barney. You're an American. Being an American is also a belief set or being principled with how you are as a person, right? So we got 50 million different strings that we can pull off of that.
Okay, Patty Betty here. I just came to leave my house and I backed up. And my neighbor who I cannot stand, Blue Lives Matter flag in his yard, and it infuriates me. So I just backed my car up and we're gonna warm it up with the exhaust in his face for a few minutes.
But once again, white has nothing to do with being an American. I know a ton of white people who hate America. Look at Antifa.
I have on the border between just a regular rifle and an assault weapon and a sawed-off style shotgun.
And hard tactics, and I don't think they'll know what hit them because they're not prepared for what we're planning.
Look at all the people in Black Lives Matter that are white. What? Black Lives Matter! 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 How does that make any sense? Oh, you're the Black Lives Matter allies?
This one actually is not for my Black Lives Matter people. Love you, but this one's for the racists, okay? You shouldn't be scared right now of the Black Lives Matter movement. You should be scared of their white allies. Because we look like you, so you don't know any better. And we're coming to fuck your shit up.
What, do you handle their business for them in the bathroom too? Hand them a nice wipe when they're on the toilet? If that's what you do, whatever. And if you're on the far end of this, the very far end of white, right? So, a Nazi, you are ignorant. America defeated the Nazis. Pick one.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Rain, and I'm putting together a special team. We're gonna be dropped into France dressed as civilians. Once we're in enemy territory, we're gonna be doing one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis. Sound good? Yes, sir!
You're either an American or you're a Nazi. You're not both. Pretty simple. And if that hurts your feelings, move to Russia, move to Germany. We don't need you. Secondly, if you want to make America all about how black people were treated unfairly and how you need reparations for it and how you're still being treated unfairly and all this stuff, let me throw some logic at you. If you think you're being treated unfairly in a place, right? Why would you stay there, right? Like you go into a restaurant and the waiter is terrible and he spills a whole bunch of spaghetti sauce all over your wife's blouse and then gives you the bird after? Are you staying there? Are you having a protest in the middle of the restaurant? Or do you just say, you know what? That guy's an idiot. We're gonna go. Americans, we don't care about what your skin color is. Are you an American? Do you have the principles of an American, which I'll go over next. We can do this with every single race who thinks that there is something wrong being done to them. But here's how we simplify all of it. Work for what you get. Meaning, if you think that you deserve stuff, if you think that you should be given stuff, if you think that somebody owes you something, you're not an American. You'd do better off in North Korea, because guess what? They are given everything. It's not much, but they're given everything. The government controls everything there. So, if you're an American and you really want to be an American, work for what you get. Don't rely on anybody to give you squat. Love this country, even when it's not going good. When 9/11 happened, everybody was an American. Everybody was together. There was no BS about race. It was just, how do we get those guys back? Now a similar situation happened in Afghanistan, just at a very smaller scale, and the reaction was totally different. People are still worried about what pronouns they're going to be called.
So I work in customer service, and all day long I hear, "Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, miss, excuse me, ma'am. I am not a ma'am. I am not a sir. So I don't want to hear miss ever again!" Ah!
If you're an American, you love this country. Period. You don't talk crap about it. You don't try to destroy it every other day like Antifa. Simple stuff. I can go on all day with this stuff. The point I'm trying to make is, if you're trying to make America about race, that's why we don't like you. And it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. We don't like people who are anti-American. I don't care if you're a turtle. If you're anti-American, I don't like you. I don't think you belong here. Let's bring America back. Let's bring America back like it was on 9/11, where none of these BS issues mattered. And there's nothing else to it. And if you feel like you need to complicate it more than that, you have no right to stay here. Because believe it or not, America is a privilege. We are all privileged by being Americans. Look at Australia right now.
We're going to move to a situation where, to protect the health system, we're going to lock out people who are not vaccinated and can be.
Military personnel have been tasked with going door to door, checking that people who have tested positive are isolating at home.
How would you like to live in Australia? Understand what you have and don't make an issue out of nothing.